So we're coming towards the end of the semester, and in my other classes, I like to give them options for extra credit on the final because some people are just not good test takers. And there's a couple books that I was thinking of that would really help. When I was in my MBA school, this is one of the books that we had a couple CEOs that taught a course, and they would recommend books for their students. And this is one of the books that they recommended that the students just raved about. So my fellow MBA students just loved this book, and this author, Caldini. Now you can get it on Audible or you can read it. But what I'm looking for in this kind of extra credit option, and this is a long book. So I'm giving like 20 points of extra credit on the final. Um, which one would I use? I'd probably go with the shorter one. And you can, like when you listen to it, one, I'd use Chrome with ad blocker, and then I'd speed it up a little bit. So playback mode would be a little bit faster. So it won't take that long. Well, it'll still take a long time. But what I'm looking for is on each chapter that you go through, I'm looking for a summary, like just take notes as you're listening to the chapter, aha moments, and then reflect on what you learned in each chapter. So like a paragraph each chapter. And this is so long, I'll probably give you like 25 points if you do this one on the final. And that means if you do well in the final, like you get a 90 and you do this, that would give you what, 115 percent, which will increase your other, like, if one of your grades hurt or you didn't do well on one of the assignments, it'll help that out. The other book that that I want to like offer you guys, and both of these are on Audible book. So I would prefer you guys to use the Audible book, but I get things are expensive. And if you don't have an Audible account, this might not be something that you're willing to pay for. And they are on YouTube. I'm not sure what the copyright stuff is around this. I'm worried I'm worried a little bit about it, but here it is. You have a couple different options on here, but Never Split the Differences by this guy named Voss. Voss was an FBI negotiator, the best FBI negotiator that they've had that I know of, or at least he'll say he's the best. And he convinced his boss to let him go to Harvard to take some of the Harvard negotiation courses and just really schooled the Harvard professors. And then they brought him on, and I think he's working with a couple of professors, and they helped him create this book, and they have a consulting group, and I mean he charges like 10,000, 20,000 a day just to consult with a company to help them in their negotiations. So he's just an amazing negotiator. When I first heard about this book, I thought it was kind of fluffy. But I've gone through it 2 or 3 times, and each time I go through it, I'm just like amazed at how good it is. It's not as long as the Caldini one. It doesn't mean that it's not as good. I've gone through the Caldini book 2 or 3 times too. So what I'll do is I'll give you guys 20 points for the Voss book. And if you want to, on either book, if you want to do this book instead of the like the signature assignment, which is the SWOT analysis. I know some of you have already done the SWOT, but if you'd rather do this than the SWOT, you're welcome to. And just tell me at the top, this is for the final extra credit, or this is for the SWOT in replacement of the SWOT. Totally your options. But I just want to give you those options. We have a little bit more than a week left, so there's not a lot of time. And these are just options. So if you already feel overwhelmed, then just you can ignore this. You just do what you need to do. But if you have some spare time, or you can listen to this while you exercise, or like when you're walking or whatever, um, you're welcome to hit it, and I would be happy to give you those extra credit points. Again, what I'm talking about is for the Voss book, each chapter we're looking for a summary of what was covered in the chapter and a reflection. So 2 paragraphs. Well, you might be able to do a paragraph each chapter where you're doing what they said and how you thought about it. And same with the Caldini book. I'm not sure how many chapters are in that one. It's been a little bit, but I'm assuming around 10 chapters. So again, like 10 to 20 paragraphs with a summary and a reflection on each. And what I'm going to be doing is, as I grade them, use Grammarly. Get the Grammarly add-on and use that. It helps everyone. But what I'll be doing as I grade those is kind of speed reading. I already know the content. I just want to make sure that you know the content now and that you're thinking about it. And as long as you're doing that, Grammarly will help me speed read it, so it'll be easier to get through them. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking for. If you have any questions, just send me an email. I'll be happy to get back to you.